Well, I do want to go across to all the guests who are joining us on the broadcast. Ami Yagne, Asif Bhamla, Ghansham Tiwari, A.K. Jain continue to be with us. A.K. Jain, I want to begin by asking you, the latest that is coming in on these 19 cases that have in fact been registered. And the spin that is being given here, or the stand that is being taken by the Uttar Pradesh government, however you'd like to call it, is that this is all a conspiracy. Everything that's happened in Hathras is essentially a conspiracy to foment caste tensions. How do you respond to this?
Certain videos have figured. I have not seen them. I have seen one of the videos in which fake news is being circulated. A statement of Yogi Adityanath ji regarding the incident. So, and I'm told that there is a website which invited people to join it. And some Munna Yadav and some names have figured. I think they have been detained also, who were spreading lots of messages regarding caste hatred and other things.
Okay.
So on the basis of that, cases must have been registered. And let me tell you one thing, if somebody is charge sheeted or if somebody is arrested and produced before a court of law, evidence will have to be produced by the investigating officer to convince the court.
But
and then,
the fact that the focus is on the fact that this is a case of conspiracy to foment caste tensions, promoting enmity between different groups. There are cases over violation of COVID-19 protocols, unlawful assembly. These are the kind of cases that the Uttar Pradesh government has registered at the moment. Is the main issue here the fact that there is alleged rape and murder of a 20-year-old Dalit girl? Is that issue somewhere getting diluted? Ami Yagnik, do you want to come in here?
Yes, I think the only issue is that the UP government and its machinery wants to hide or not come out with the real work that is to be done on the Hathras victim and justice for her. All procedures of law have been flouted. No action has been, prompt action has been taken from the time the victim was in the hospital, from the time the dying declaration has been taken, and the surreptitious way in which she was cremated in the middle of the night, the family is not informed. Where was the police at that time? At whose behest the police was working?
Yes.
And what kind of law, what kind of procedures, what kind of duties the UP police is following? And I am unable to understand that instead of following this particular case, all the loopholes they have created, all the flouting they have done, from sending the sample to the forensic, from cremating the body, from giving a go-by to all the law, 2013 amendment criminal law, and not following the apex court's directives like giving security to the family, all have been flouted. And to cover up, I think they have come up with this novel idea of filing cases. What happens to these new 19 cases or thereafter is not a matter to be discussed by the UP
So
police.
you're essentially saying that these 19 cases is a bit to cover up what's actually happened. You're essentially saying these 19 cases is a bit to cover up. Asif Bhamla, explain this. Is this entire conspiracy angle now a bid to cover up everything that the administration has faltered upon in the last few days? I mean, you're relying on an FSL report which says no rape, whereas the government guidelines say that the sample needs to be taken within, a certain time frame. The government guidelines say that the samples need to be taken within 72 hours. In this case, you're relying on a sample, a swab that was taken 8 days after the alleged crime was did in fact take place. So is this just all a diversionary tactic? That's what you're being accused of.
No, yet there is a lot of detailed reporting that has to come across, which of course would be scrutinized, and then I'm sure the party would come up to a proper outreach on that. But for now, I would like to say that we believe that there should be zero tolerance of rape, you see, whether it is in any state, be it in UP, be it in Rajasthan.
That's great. But my very specific question to you is as follows. Your own chief minister in Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath has said that this is a conspiracy. This entire case is a conspiracy to foment caste tensions. This is what the Chief Minister has told Doordarshan and ANI yesterday. Alok Pandey just reported it. We've been carrying it.
Obviously,
but,
if he is an elected...
But the Uttar Pradesh police seems to overwhelmingly want to rely on this one FSL report, which by its own admission says that they took the swab sample 8 days after the alleged crime was concerned. Does this not reek of a cover-up?
No. If it is a cover-up, it will not last for long. We are aware about this. We are seeing similar situations of what's happening with the Sushant case and stuff like that. So whenever there is a cover-up, it can't be extended for a very long time. There has to be a clarification, and I'm sure the perpetrators have to come to book. And I have seen the latest statement of Chief Minister saying that that there would be a fast-track court arrangement where the accused would be put to book and no one would be spared. But what I'm trying to say here is, in such situations, when such instances happen, there is so much of furor, there is so much of talk, media, and everywhere, that the real perpetrators and the real
but it's not the job of the media to investigate the crime, sir.
No, not that. You see the focus, the stress on the family, the entire, you see the various political parties are given COVID violation circumstances. So all this has become like, I certainly
I don't understand the point you're making. Asif Bhamla, please make your point clearly. I don't understand the point you're making.
With the wrongdoing. What I am trying to say here is that these, what's more important is that a role model has to be created. You see, the investigation reports will finally determine the judgment of relating to this case, and as to who are the wrong people involved. But there is so much of politicking happening in that.
Okay.
You see, there is
Ghanshyam
so
Tiwari,
many leaders of
Ghanshyam
so many
Tiwari,
parties
please
who are
respond to
visiting
that.
there.
Please respond to that. That all of these conspiracy theory charges, all of this promoting enmity between different groups, unlawful assembly, all of these charges that the Uttar Pradesh government has filed today is all because of the political whataboutery that is happening regarding this case. Please respond to that.
Well, I'll add facts before I respond to that. Fact 1 is a headline: ex-BJP MLA holds meeting in Hathras to back accused. Fact 2, Rajveer Singh Diler, Member of Parliament, went to jail on Sunday to meet the accused. This is the story of Bharatiya Janata Party. From top to bottom, from the Chief Minister's chair to the MLA to the Member of Parliament, they have one agenda: fake news, prevent the victims from getting their due, and ensure that the injustice continues. This is the government. Now the local administration local media has openly, with credible proof, accused the Chief Minister that it was he and his office who ordered the burning of the girl's body. So when the Chief Minister himself is in dock, he's trying to save his own seat. He will go in any direction and blame anybody. But the fact is, there's a clear case that Chief Minister, if it is a criminal conspiracy to burn the body of the girl without the permission of the family in midnight, that criminal conspiracy involves the Chief Minister. Smriti Irani, Member of Parliament from BJP from Uttar Pradesh, Women Development Minister, her own colleague, a Member of Parliament, goes to the jail to meet the accused, is silent, and the silence of Smriti Irani and the actions of Chief Minister demonstrate that they are part of some big criminal conspiracy against the poor girl who was first not helped when the crime happened. Now they are trying to prove that there was no rape. And third, their MPs and MLAs are trying to save the rapists while putting blame on everybody else.
Okay, so why are the MPs and MLAs trying to save the rapists? What, according to you, is the reason?
They want to save the rapists because they want to save the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister has one agenda to save himself. Now it is clear the media has pieced it together. It is not the political party.
That's a very big allegation that you're making. You're saying Ghanshyam Tiwari that the Chief Minister is in cahoots with the accused. That's a very big allegation that you're making.
I'm saying that the media has already pieced together that the decision to forcefully burn the body of the poor girl by a Beti Jalao party was not taken at a constable level. It was taken in Lucknow.
Asif Bhamla, please respond to that. This secrecy around the burning of the body without the consent of the family had the blessings of the top echelons of the party in Uttar Pradesh.
It is so embarrassing to hear statements like this. You think a chief minister, be it of any party, Congress, BJP, would ever resort to doing such things and fall to such levels?
But that's the accusation. You have to respond to the
accusations are there. He has full right to do that. He is in the that's the party in the opposition. What
but
more
you have to. How will you justify it? How will you justify what happened that night?
Flowers and roses to come from his.
How will you justify what happened that night? No. Asif Bhamla.
You see, justifying.
There's no smoke without fire.
I told you the justification will only come on the basis of the investigation when it goes.
But the
investigation
seems to be focusing on a conspiracy. The investigation doesn't seem to be looking at what happened to this girl.
No, if there is a theory of conspiracy, you mean a chief minister of a state has to overlook that theory as well.
But how can you debunk a rape theory? How can you debunk a rape theory? How can you rely on an FSL report that in itself has taken a sample 8 days later?
No, there are many theories and areas that has to be examined before the investigation reaches the plate of the judge, okay? Now what I'm saying, there are thousands of rape that go unreported. There are thousands of rape go unreported in births circumstances. Not that we want to protect any particular rape. Any wrongdoing, a rape in Rajasthan is not different from that.
No, but it does seem to become a rape in a Congress ruled state versus a rape in a BJP ruled state. That's the unfortunate narrative here. Ami Yagnik, please respond to this.
A rape is not a football match with politicians. No, a rape is not a football match with politicians will use to gain eyeballs.
Let us stick to this particular case. Why was the procedure not followed? What is the UP government hiding? Why none of the BJP women ministers are even making a statement? Why they don't care for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao? They have no sympathy for this victim girl. And why did not? I'm amazed that the courts have not taken suo moto notice of this. Generally, suo moto powers are exercised at the drop of a hat when such injustice, gross injustice happens. And here the victim is pleading, the victim is giving a dying declaration, and you surreptitiously burn her in the middle of the night. And here we find a spokesperson defending and talking about politics. Politicians are representatives of the people of this country. They may be of any party. They have a right to go and stand for justice for their own people. So talking about politicking and why these people are rushing to Hathras, I think is none of the statements. This kind of statement should not come from the BJP spokesperson. And zero tolerance and all these words are very good to speak in speeches. When we are talking of justice, you have to follow the procedure.
You are talking because you talk about following the procedures.
Who is burnt alive.
Yes, you're talking about following the procedures. I know Ghanshyam Tiwari want to come in, and I'll come to you in just a moment. I want to get in a word from the former DGP as well. Mr. Jain, please explain to us, is the Uttar Pradesh administration prematurely debunking, a rape theory here? Are they premature to say that this is not a case of rape? Is relying on an FSL report that took a swab sample 8 days after the alleged crime took place, is that prudent strategy?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It will not be a prudent strategy at all. And let me make one thing very clear. The local administration, DM, SP, whosoever is the senior most in the district present at that point of time, they have to own up responsibility for the burning of the girl at 2:30 in the night.
Yes.
High Court of UP has taken in cognizance of the whole issue, and they have summoned senior officials on 12th October. And after that, I think directives shall be issued. SP, Deputy SP, SHO, sub-inspectors, etc., they have been suspended.
Why do you think, Mr. Jain, as someone who's worked in law enforcement, as someone who's worked in law enforcement, why do you think this no rape narrative has become so important? It doesn't in any way undermine the barbarity of the crime that has been committed?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why is everyone so hurriedly in the administration wanting to debunk that this was a rape or could perhaps been a case of rape?
No, they will not be able to do it. Let me make it very clear to you. They will not be able to do it like that. Investigation will be taken over in a day or two by CBI. All the aspects will be looked into. Court will also scrutinize the evidence.
Okay.
When was the swab taken? When was it sent to
Yes.
FSL? What is the report?
Is
Everything
a
will be
swab that was
examined.
taken 8 days later even admissible? Is it even allowed?
No. Yes, no, it is not allowed. It is not allowed, and there have been lots of very serious lapses in the case, and that's why officers are being punished.
I think that's very interesting because you're saying that a swab that is taken 8 days after the alleged crime took place is not even admissible. It's not even allowed. So one really questions this FSL report that the government seems to be relying upon to debunk the rape theory. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you wanted to come in.
Let me piece it very clearly for your viewers. The Uttar Pradesh government has been caught red-handed, especially when they burnt the body and faked the proof that the parents were present and it was done with family consent. It is also now pieced together by the media, not by opposition, that the orders did not come from within Lucknow, within Hathras. It came from Lucknow. So the only way they can save the chief minister, the only way, is one, debunk the rape theory, prove that the rapists are the actual victims. That is why the MLA and MPs are visiting the rapists and holding events. That is why Smriti Irani is silent. That is why 8 members of parliament who are women come from Uttar Pradesh are silent. That is why they are building confusion on the report of the girl, the medical report of the girl, because they want to clearly dilute the role of the chief minister and the bungling that they have done. The independent media has pieced together every fake news that they have circulated.
Okay.
They will point to other fingers. I would be surprised soon they will start blaming Pakistan and China for it. But the reality is that BJP, from Smriti Irani to their member of parliament to
Asif
MLA
Bhamla, do you
to
want
the
to
police
respond to
officers
that?
are saving the chief minister.
You see, by anyone trying to save the other, it's not going to solve the situation. There are many theories coming out that there are many leaders from the other parties who are going and trying to even console the family that we are ready to give you a certain amount. But I mean, it's becoming a kind of it's falling to the lowest possible level.
Who's taking it there? That's the question.
Whoever is taking
because
it, you
we
think?
saw,
No,
we
I
saw
am saying the leaders
Asif
who have
Bhamla,
gone there,
we saw
the
on
leaders
video,
of any party,
we saw on video
leaders of
the
any
district
party,
magistrate of Hathras
leaders of
threatening
any
the family.
party going
We saw on
on
video that the
site
district
there
magistrate of
and
Hathras was
create-
threatening the family.
The leaders of any party there. I don't know what I said. If they're going for sympathizing with the family,
What's
that's
wrong with
that's
that?
one aspect.
What's wrong with that?
That's nothing wrong in that. That's nothing wrong in that. But there are people who are busy taking their own eyeballs. They're trying to create a narrative. They're trying to create a narrative.
What narrative? Ghanshyam Tiwari, what narrative? What narrative is being created?
The only way it acts up for Mr. Asif Bhamla and BJP to defend itself is when they prove that the family is lying, the girl was lying, and the way they want to prove it is by blaming it on others, that others misled the girl and the family to lie. That is their step. Their step
from
is
other parties
to
as well.
present rapists as victims, build conspiracy theories
Ami
around
Yagnik,
it, fake every evidence that comes out, but it is not going to fall flat. They will not be able to save the chief minister.
Let the
He has been
evidences come out.
red-handed.
Let this be proved in the court of law. If there's anything
there
wrong on behalf
selectivity?
of the bureaucrats, on behalf of the officers, they will definitely the perpetrators will have to be put to book. It's not an easy
Ami
thing.
Yagnik,
It's in
the other
national
important question,
focus.
and I'm running out of time, but I do want to address
The
this,
entire
is
debate
this
is in the
selective
national
FIRs
focus.
that have been registered.
Thousands of rapes
The
happen, but
accused
this is in the
family, the
national
alleged
focus, so
upper
this
caste,
will be addressed too.
holds a massive rally in support of the accused. There are no FIRs. There's no section 144, there are no FIRs. But Chandrasekhar Azad holds a rally, marches to meet with the Hathras victim. There are FIRs for violation of section 144. What should we make? How should we make sense of these selective FIRs that are being registered against one section but not against the other?
This is not absolutely selective. It is absolutely kind of by design what is going on. Have you ever seen that people go and help the accused, go and visit the accused in jail? Ministers go to the jail or MLAs go to the jail to see the accused and not be with the victim, not be for justice for the victim, or not hold rallies that yes, There should be a proper procedure of law to be followed. We are all with the victim's family. Have you ever seen this in our India? And what is the other spokesperson of the BJP talking about? That there's a narrative. There cannot be a stereotype, argumental statement for every debate to come on. There cannot be a narrative, and there cannot be these kind of convenient statements coming from the BJP. Yes, you have to answer for the most grossest of the procedure that has taken place, that you have not allowed the family to know that their daughter's body is being surreptitiously burnt in the middle of the night. Where was the law that time? Where was the police machinery at that time?
And clearly, as we've been saying,
the procedure.
Yes,
and directives of the apex court, they are not answering a single question of the procedure.
As we've been saying from the very outset, yes, as we've been saying from the very outset, there are more questions and more questions than there are answers. There have been a lot of administrative lapses, and now there is, you know, the government stand seems to be one which focuses on the fact that this entire crime that has been committed against this 20-year-old Dalit girl is actually part of a larger conspiracy to foment caste tensions in Uttar Pradesh. Even if that were true, does it take away from the barbarity and just how horrific this crime has been? Let no one make us ever forget what has happened. We'll continue to have this conversation. We'll track the investigation and the political developments in this all-important case. Thank you all very much for sparing your time and being with us on NDTV.